Hi, Jackie. How are ya?
You know what? There is that part of me that wants to say, I am so good, but that would not be the God's honest truth.
Has nothing to do with the holidays, does it?
Well, it might have a little bit to do with the holidays or the fact that it seems everyone and their brother, including our family, has the stomach flu of late. But here we are,
Oh,
and we are a couple weeks out from Christmas.
I know. It's unbelievable. Time is flying by, which is perfect for what we're going to talk about today.
It is because in the midst of school finals and
Mhm.
Thanksgiving and all the people home and then all the people gone or traveling or whatever, and then Christmas, the
Yes.
anticipation, the excitement,
Yes.
and the to-do list.
Yes.
I want to be here and be enthusiastic with you, but I got to be honest, I'm here, but I'm a little tired.
Yes. And I think that anyone listening or watching our podcast today might even agree, no matter where they are, whether it's morning, noon, or night.
Yes.
I think the lingering thought is our lives are making us feel a little depleted in everything that we're doing. Life seems to be racing, and it really doesn't even matter the holidays. Like, even if it is holiday time, like, that's just the extra push, which requires extra energy. And it's exhausting.
And I don't know about you, but right now I feel like my very soul is stuck in low power mode.
Oh my gosh, that's such a great way to put it. It's so true. Coffee companies are making lots of money these days.
Absolutely. I feel like when my phone comes on, it says your battery is now in low power mode. And I feel in that, Christy, I feel like a failure.
Oh, wow.
Because shouldn't we have it all together? And shouldn't it be easy and seamless and perfect? And in that moment of emptiness where my battery is literally on low,
Yes. Yes.
how easy is it to forget that God is inviting us in that space of weariness
Yes.
and saying, let me carry you?
Absolutely. It is so easy to not hear that distant yet wanting to be near voice,
Right.
when it comes to what God is really telling us. We have so many distractions. We have so many things on the agenda or the to-do list, let alone the grocery list, that just kind of veer us off the path, and where we're actually lost and we're spinning our wheels and ultimately getting us depleted.
Yes.
As we were, I took a deep dive on this week of what we're going to talk about. And I thought what it really comes down to is physical, emotional, or spiritual depletion. I'm glad you came up with this topic to talk about, Jackie, because running on empty does mean depletion, and it's a depletion of our energy systems. And when we are physically depleted, we are overworked and we are underrested. For our emotional depletion, we are overwhelmed and we're irritated. And our spiritual depletion, we are disconnected. Ultimately, we become directionless, and that leads basically to a more of a lack of hope of not feeling depleted.
Isn't it interesting how those three strands entwine themselves into turning even the jolliest elf into Scrooge?
Ooh, yes. It's so easy to do. It's like a morph. The morph has taken place because our energy systems are depleted. That's what it is.
True, because when we're tired, when we're physically exhausted, then we don't have access to the literal resources our bodies need to engage our mind and our heart and our soul in a profitable way.
That's so true. And then you think maybe there's part of us that think we're not worthy of rest. We just have to keep going. And we're not making time for that small voice that you mentioned. I think Matthew 11:28, come to me, all you are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. It's not something that we need to feel guilty about or shameful. There's no condemnation if we have to slow down and we have to give ourselves grace, and that we don't actually have to earn rest. Jesus says, just come to me and I'll give it to you.
You know, I, it is not lost on me how often. Is it every single podcast episode? I don't know. You could probably tell me better than I can tell myself, but how often do we circle back to this performance thing? Performance over presence.
Wow. So
And
good. Yes.
the center of our topic today about Emmanuel for the exhausted. I love that catchy title.
It's so
Um,
good.
in the center of that, isn't it all about the fact that Christmas isn't powered by our capacity?
Right.
It's powered by his presence.
Yes. Yes.
And when the crowds are pushing in on us, whether it is a literal crowd or a figurative crowd, and we're pulled hither, there, and yon. I love that you brought up Matthew because so many excerpts from the book of Matthew remind us, I think Matthew 11 reminds us that in the midst of a crowd pushing in upon him and
Mm-hmm.
beating him and compelling him to
Yes.
war,
Yes.
he withdrew.
Mm.
He withdrew to a quiet space to recharge and replenish.
Wow.
I want to hear more about this research that you've done. I want to hear more about the three aspects of how we're exhausted in this season and how Christ meets us there.
Well, I think that research, the best takeaway comes from experience. That kind of leads us to interest of trying to, how do we remedy how we feel with this, and how do we draw closer to God? How do we draw closer to the creator of rest, who rested himself, who actually gave us the Sabbath, because he knew we'd need it. Just
But
simple as that.
I think it says something about the Sabbath being created for man or man for the Sabbath, or don't often get that all tangled up in on itself.
Yes, of course it does. Yes, where we still need to recognize rest. And when we can recognize the rest, which means we're putting everything else aside to reflect on why we have this God who has given us all these things. And we need to discipline the time where we are resting, and we're also resting in him because he is our Sabbath. And I think we talked about this in a previous podcast.
Yeah.
But when we really think, we have the authority to rest. We have the permission to rest.
Yes.
And where we no longer feel that we are depleted, but we can be delivered from our depletion through the God who delivers us rest. I just think it's beautiful. Yes, it is 360.
It is such a gracious invitation. The Mac and I were talking about that recently, and he is so kind and loving to me, especially as someone with an autoimmune disease. He is very generous in encouraging me to rest and rest more often than I probably even realize I need that rest.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
I don't like the experience of being sternly encouraged.
Mhm.
Is that a good way of saying it? I don't know, but it rubbed me the wrong way. I want to be really honest with you there. It rubbed me the wrong way in the midst of the seasonal chaos to have the one who is the lover of my soul say, "Sweetheart, I need you to be still.
Mm,
I need you to take care of yourself."
mm.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not taking care of you, all this stuff that you're trying to do for everyone else
Yeah.
gets lost. Or you're too exhausted at the end of the day
Right.
to even enjoy what you're curating with us.
So I guess the takeaway is, what action steps can we do? I mean, rest is rest. When I think of rest, a lot of times I just think of a pillow and the coziest blanket near me. And
And
just and sometimes that is okay. That is okay.
yes, it's a very physical, tangible, accessible thing. I'm just going to go curl up on the sofa with a comfy blanket, right?
Yes.
That's easy. Or at least for me, that feels like an easier rest
Yes.
than quieting my mind, taking a holy pause, if you will. Um, One of the things that I have found is really helpful for me in this practicing rest is to start my day, Christy, before my feet even hit the pillow. I say, thank you, God, for this day. And God, please get into my head before I do.
Ooh, so good. And I love that because you're recognizing the nearness of God too,
Yes.
which is the whole Emmanuel. God is with you before your
Yes.
eyes are open for the
Isn't that
day. Yeah.
that's one of the beauties of starting the day with my mind and heart centered on God
Mm.
is acknowledging up front that I need him with me and I'm grateful that he is with me because if I don't press into a restful start to the day, which is the Lord's Prayer, right? Give us this
Mhm.
day our daily bread, which means God is going to provide everything we need for that day, which allows a space for rest.
Yes. And it also allows space for us to encounter peace
Mm,
and safety and wholeness,
right.
knowing that we are held, knowing that
Mm,
we are held, um, because we're able to experience the Emmanuel.
right.
Yes.
Did you know that there is science that proves that a father holding its infant child in just one of those tender,
Mm.
not, too tight hugs, but that those really secure, I got you, baby hugs.
Wow.
You know, there's statistic, and don't quote me. I think I'm remembering it's a 67% drop in stress hormones when a daddy is holding their baby.
Wow. Wow. I do believe that.
So when you're talking about, the comfort and rest
Mm.
that's in God, he is our, our daddy, our father.
Yes.
And so the ability to press into that and be held by him, oh,
Wow.
what a sweet space.
It really comes back
Mm.
to that, come to me, come to your father, you who are weary, you who are heavy laden or heavy eyelid laden, and I will give you rest. I think a really good takeaway is to recognize that we are not our own source of strength. And when we start taking it all on, and things become heavy and we get tired, we need to unpack the backpack and take the rocks out and sit for a while and let God renew us and restore us and take him up on that rest. He
Mm.
says, here, come and sit by me. Put your head on my shoulder for a little bit and just rest. I I think the other thing is to recognize the permission that we have to do it, um, and then to realign ourselves, to get back up, to get rebooted,
Mhm.
and then know that we're reestablishing where we can find our rest, and then rest. Just rest.
Absolutely. Whether it's a mental checkout for a minute or a power nap or 30 or starting your day with a moment of gratitude.
That's so good.
All of those really tangible things.
Yes.
Christy, I wrote down a couple thoughts I wanted to share.
Oh, please do. I love your thoughts. They're so deep rooted.
Deep
I love
water
that.
thoughts, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's a little bit like a prayer, if that's okay.
Oh, yes.
Um, May your weariness be a door to wonder. May your low power moments become sacred ground.
Hmm.
May the God who restores, who comes close, who slips into our ordinary days, meet you right where you are, carrying what you no longer can.
Wow.
I hope that as you and I, and all of our listeners are ramping up to the last vestiges of the Christmas prep, we can settle into a God who will carry us when we can.
Wow. That's something I want to sit down and reflect on and just rest my mind in peace and think about those beautiful words. So thank you, Jackie.
Of course. I think it's a good opportunity to wrap this one up and go sit in that space for a while. What about you?
Let's go.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.